Welcome back to my office in my new house.
Officing with Holly and Susan?
Officing with Holly and Susan. Well, you know, we spend a lot of time in our offices anyway. So
I really don't. That's a big fat lie. I spend most of my time on the couch in the back room because I work when everybody else is gone. And I have a fireplace to my left. The dog likes to bury under the quilt at this time of year that's on the couch.
It's cold.
And so she keeps my feet warm, and I put my laptop on my lap, which seems like an appropriate place to have one.
Laptop.
Yeah. And so I really do not work in my... Some things you inherently have to do in your office, but in terms of writing, no, I write on my couch.
Wow.
So there you go. So when we do the Holly office,
yeah, you'll be like, we'll have to go in your living room.
We'll do
Holly's couch.
We'll do some in the office because the shelves are pretty awesome, and then we'll move to the couch because that's
couch.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
All right. So we're talking about goals in this one. We talked about procrastination. If you missed the last one, go pick it up. And Susan mentioned having.
I'm a big goal setter. I'm a big fan of goal setting. We talked about New Year's resolutions, and goal is very different from a resolution.
Yes.
And a goal you have to have. It's you know, there has to be an action plan behind it too. It's not just like you don't just set a goal like I'm gonna run a marathon and then don't do anything.
Right. And then just go out that day.
And then just show up that day. Hopefully that would go. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm someone who's very goal oriented as well, but I'm not someone who can leave it till the last minute.
Yeah.
I talked in the last episode about the 50, then 100 bowls I made for our Empty Bowl project at school. So that's one of my biggest, newest ones. And just knowing that they had to be done made me go to the studio and get it done because I hated the thought of that hanging over my head. And there would have been no problem if I took another month to do them. But I got them all done. And then we had extra bowls from other years in a cupboard. So I went in for a day and glazed another like 40 bowls. So
You've had your hands on a lot of bowls.
So if you're in Erie, I'll let you know when the Empty Bowls fundraiser is. And you can come buy a Holly Bowl because there's 100 of them. But yeah, having goals for me, it just keeps me on task. And I think that's one of the things with a job as a writer, even if you have a day job, is there's no one really hanging over your shoulders saying, this project is supposed to be done. So for me, the fact that I am pretty much self-motivated to get those done has always been important to my career. And the fact that I can't stand having it hang over my head, I frequently got it done sooner than I had to because I can't stand it. It just feels like there's an axe at my neck the whole time. If something needs done, I just want it done and off my desk so I can move on to something else.
Which is how she's written how many books?
I don't know. I should count. And you really sound cocky.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm in the 40-50 range. And if you start counting...
It's got to be more than that.
Maybe. If you count novellas and other stuff too, then definitely way more than that.
Well, again, I have over there on my wall are my 2019 goals. There is a sheet of paper over there right by my desk. There they are. And what I've done now too is get back closer with my two main critique partners, Jen and Diana, and because we had a very great symbiotic relationship. Sometimes what you need with goals is somebody else to be accountable to, even if it's just saying, listen, Holly, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and if I don't, you can kick my butt. And Holly will happily kick my butt if I don't.
I have 4 kids. I've had a lot of experience.
She's good at kicking butt. So we have gotten back together and we've done our yearly goals. And what we're actually doing weekly goals as well right now because we have got to get back into the swing of making things happen on a regular basis that will advance us toward those annual goals. So you take a big goal and then you break it down into smaller goals. Right. And that's how you make progress.
And I think that if you look at a giant goals sometimes, and this is not just about writing but in life in general, if I said I'm going to make 100 bowls back in September, I would have been just overwhelmed. That would have been way too much. So I did 50 the first batch, but that's not actually how I did it. And while I did not write it down, I knew that I could wedge and throw successfully 10 to 12 a time. And so I would actually wedge 12 balls of clay and try to throw 12, but because I'm new and I'm not overly wonderful. If I had 12, I ended up, especially at the beginning, with maybe 10. At the end, the last batch I did, all 12 turned out well. And then you've got to wait till they dry and you cut the foot in because you can ruin them there too.
Sure.
I cut all the feet in and they all turned out. So all 12 of them turned out. So yeah, I know. So I broke it down.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. So do you have any big goals for 2019 that you want to share with us down there? Because again,
it's
saying
accountability.
it out loud, right,
yes.
Putting it down on paper, or in this case on Facebook or wherever, that is a way of being accountable. So go ahead and put it down there and we'll help hold you accountable to those. So.
Kick butt if necessary.
Absolutely.
All right. See you next time.